Hello friends, this video we shall see about non-destructive testing techniques and sustainability. The first video I am going to talk about the introductory part, what is NDT and its relationship between the sustainability. So what is NDT? NDT is a non-invasive techniques to determine the integrity of a material, component or structure. It also quantitatively measures some characteristics of an object. In other simple words, to find or evaluate the properties of material without damage or without harm the particular material. Then what is the relationship between NDT and sustainability? Cement concrete is the most extensively used material for construction, which provides the basis for economical and social development. We know that all the infrastructure depends on cement concrete. These cement concrete are often affected by aging. Every structure has its own lifespan. Environmental agents affected due to environmental agents may be affected due to overloading, vibration in the industrial structure and other causes. The damage of the structures varies from micro and macro cracking due to material and structural damage, material discontinuity and surface degradation. Maintenance and repair of constructed facilities infrastructures is presently the most significant challenge facing in the country. So one side the concrete is damaged due to aging or environmental agents, overloading or vibration, or it may be any other causes. So that leads to cracking. So if the cracking is not properly addressed, the lifespan of the structure is reduced. If the lifespan of the structure is reduced or the service life of the structure is reduced or the structure is unserviceable, the structure must be demolished and reconstructed. If the structure is properly maintained and the structure is repaired properly, and the service life of the structure will be extended. If the service life of the structure is extended, the demolition waste will be eliminated, as well as the raw material usage, fresh raw material usage will also be eliminated. These two processes leads to sustainable concepts. So thus maintenance and repair techniques as well as NDT also very closely associated with the sustainability. The present this explain these 2 points also. The present condition of distressed concrete structures could be evaluated by the NDT techniques. Through this process, proper repair material and repair techniques could be selected. So this is a way NDT is related to sustainability. So once again I will tell that through the NDT techniques, the present condition of the structure is evaluated, and by that the proper repair material and repair technique can be selected. By that the service life of the structure is extended. Through this process, the NDT helps the structure in the sustainability. So what are all the need for NDT? So not all the defects or deteriorations can be found only by visual inspections. So all the cracks details and deterioration details cannot be assessed using only by visual inspections. Visual inspections will give qualitative data, but it will not give quantitative data. So NDT techniques will give the quantitative data. Through that we can get the right choice of right decisions we can able to make for proper repair. Properly maintained structure will lead to will eliminate major repair. So NDT plays a supporting role in the decision making process of structural assessment. It helps engineer to grade the structure with more certainty. NDT techniques are preferred because they will not alter the appearance or functionality of the structure. So normally we will finding the properties of material or element by the way of breaking it. But NDT techniques, uh, through the NDT techniques we could understand the characteristics of the element or material without breaking or damage the particular element. The durability of the structure can be enhanced by NDT if the structure is properly maintained by the report of NDT. So what are all the situations for NDT and evaluation? Quality control test is satisfactory. So what is the meaning for that? If the quality control all the time we have checked through the cube test. If the cube test results are satisfactory, even though structural elements show deficiency, any cracks are observed or voids are observed or honeycombing is there, then we can go for NDT and evaluation. Quality control is not satisfactory, cube test results are not satisfactory, that time also we can go for NDT and evaluation. For quality assurance, to assure the quality as well as maintenance, so periodical maintenance for large structures, for example you take bridges, dams or any other large structures, so that needs the proper assessment of the present condition of the structure. That time we can go for NDT and evaluation. Change in usage of extension of a structure, for example two-story structure is planned to extend into 3 or 4-story structures, that time we can go for NDT and evaluation. Condition assessment of structure showing distress, so present condition can be assessed using NDT and evaluation. Assessment as a post repair evaluation, so the particular structure is repaired, so after that the post repair evaluation also done using NDT and evaluation. Periodical monitoring and residual life prediction, for example a bridge structure is there but it has some particular major cracks, but the life, how much the life of the particular bridge can be predicted using NDT techniques. Life extension program also done using NDT and evaluation techniques. Next one is general causes for distress of structure. So all the structure has its own lifespan. The concrete and the structure's material strength is deteriorated year by year. So what is the major reason? So what is that is discussed in this slides. General causes. So it may be due to unsuitable materials used during the construction. It may be aggregates, unsound aggregates, reactive aggregates, contaminated aggregates, and cement, chloride bearing cements, wrong type, tricalcium aluminate, high tricalcium aluminate used in the cement, or any manufacturing error, contaminated cement also may be the reason for distress of structure. Water, organic contaminants of water, chemical contaminants of water, dirty solids may be the reason. Reinforcement, wrong kind of reinforcement, incorrect size of reinforcement also may be the reason for distress of structure. So another reason, improper workmanship. Improper workmanship may be started from design to the maintenance stage. Faulty design, incorrect concrete mixture, high cement content, incorrect admixture dosage, batching errors, high slump, unsuitable form work, misplaced reinforcement, segregation during the concrete segregated, that also may be the reason. Careless placing procedures, inadequate vibration, over vibration, finishing, incorrect procedures in concreting, inferior workmanship, inadequate curing. So these are all the some of the reasons for distress of structure. Another two aspect is environmental exposure, structural aspects. So IS 456 also classified where the structure is located. 5 different types of exposure condition IS 456 is mentioned: mild, moderate, severe, very severe, extreme, like that. So where the structure is located, so accordingly the structure got distressed. So this is environmental exposure. Aggressive environment: freezing, continuous freezing and thawing, erosion, abrasion, temperature stress, and corrosion. So corrosion, okay, the chloride content present in the air. So these are all the maybe the environmental aspects for distress of structure. What are all the structural aspects? So excessive loads, unexpected load, as well as excessive loads, accidental loads, impact loads, subsidence, natural disaster like earthquake, cyclone, and fire. So these are all the general causes for distress of the structure. So this is the way we need NDT to assess the present condition of the structure. So this is the way till now we have discussed about the general introductory part about what is NDT, as well as the relationship between NDT and sustainability. So next video we are going to discuss about NDT techniques. First one is visual inspection, as well as second one is rebound hammer test. That we will see in the next video. Thank you.